welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager series on a miserable wet Tuesday here in the UK. And it looks like we've got a miserable wet Sunday in Canada in-game. As you can see in the background, we have got a full wet race today. And yes, it is the Canadian Grand Prix with Fernando Alonso starting 6th and Ricciardo starting 9th. So if you've been following this series, you would know that from Miami, the last episode, we did an AI upgrade for all of the teams using the database editor. And what that has meant is that we're no longer the dominant car on the grid. So we wanted to spice it up a bit, make sure it is competitive. And that's certainly the way it's panned out, because we've only managed to qualify P6 and P9 for this one. And yeah, car analysis actually shows we're probably on average about the 4th, 5th quickest car now. So yeah, whether we can challenge for a podium or win in this one, I think it might be difficult. Lucas, hello buddy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well on this Tuesday evening. So yeah, what we've done in-game to spice up this year certainly seems to have worked though. So we've got a bit of challenge on our hands. And yeah, we're mixing the strategy up as well. So let me just show you what's going on here today. So it's a full wet race. If we look at the track graph, it probably is starting on inters here until around about lap 4 to 5, where the wet weather will increase. And it's probably full wet from about lap 6 and 7. And then it's full wet all the way until really lap 25, until we get a little spell where the inters will work again. Not much point putting the inters on there, but the calculations here for Danny Rick, wet to wet is working. Why I've gone wet there is because in this spell where there's not as much water on the track, those wets won't be as good. So we'll probably burn up a bit of tyre life on that first set. So then we'll box at the end of that, and then we've got full wets all the way. Now for Alonso, it actually says this is quicker. I'm debating whether that's going to work, but I think it's worth taking a risk and mix it up a bit with our two drivers. So he's going to go inters for that first 10 laps. So for this spell here, he'll probably have to box before the 10 laps, probably around 6 or 7. And then he's going to go wets all the way to the end. So that is what we're going with on this, as I say, wet miserable Tuesday in real life and a wet miserable Sunday race in Canada. Alonso starts 6th, Ricciardo 9th. Let's just check we've got everything set up here. We have. Let us crack on and get underway with this one. Yeah, hope you're doing well, Lucas.
Carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. This is it.
Oh, here we go then. It's a Red Bull 1-2 and it's a sister team RB 3-4.
And it's lights out and away we go.
So there we go. Sainz underway from pole, Verstappen 2nd, Tsunoda 3rd, Hulkenberg 4th, and Danny Rick and Alonso moving up a position each there, looks like. Alonso's got Norris on the outside. And he is through up to P5 then. Good start from Fernando. He's obviously on those inters, so the inters should be good in the early phases here, so he's got to use all of that tyre life really while he can. And already, look at this, much better grip than Hulkenberg. Is everyone on the wets? No, Albon, Lawson and Teo Pourchaire have joined us on the inters.
And we need some update on track conditions, please.
But Alonso making good strides then on these inters early on, up to P4 just about. Yes, I'm very well, Lucas, thank you. Very well indeed.
Okay, good job. Currently P7.
And Ricciardo's got past Russell as well, so Ricciardo moves up to P7. So we jump on board. And there is George. So Alonso's probably got about 5 laps of this tyre life before he needs to box, so he's got to make use of it. Atty, hello buddy, the Flying Finn, how you doing? And Alonso, keep out of the wall of champions, he does, he's past Yuki Tsunoda then into P3.
Looking good at the moment.
So Alonso making a great start in this one. These are the tyres to be on right now, but as I say, they're not going to be the tyres to be on for very long.
Yes.
And there we go, Fernando gets past Yuki Tsunoda then into P3. Sainz sets the fastest lap. I'd imagine Alonso would this lap, unless he gets caught up behind the 2 Red Bulls. And yeah, as we see, from lap 4-5, that rain is really going to increase, and that's when Alonso's going to have to box for some wets. But he's already pulled 1.1 second on Tsunoda, so these tyres are much quicker at the moment. And here he goes already on Max Verstappen. Max is going to force him out wide there, but Alonso should have much better grip. And Fernando surely is going to move up into P2. Max doesn't want to let it go, but he's going to have to. And Alonso up to P2 and gets after Carlos Sainz then. Going very well. Good to hear, Atty. Good to hear, buddy.
You're doing a good job. Okay, so currently P6.
And with the shh. Thanks for the follow. We've got a yellow flag. Gasly and Lawson look like they've come together. I've got a safety car. That is not good.
Safety car deployed.
That is awful news.
Dash positive.
Copy.
He's going to have to box now. That's absolutely ruined Fernando's strategy.
Formation lap procedure.
So all of his good work undone. Gasly and Lawson are out. We're not going to get a replay of it, unfortunately, there. Looks like... Who was it? Lawson and Gasly have collided. That has absolutely wrecked Alonso's strategy there. Not good for Fernando then.
A lot of debris.
Right, let us just get back into our strategy here then. So Fernando, that was looking so good for Fernando.
Try to cool down the tires where you can.
Start manager 24 again. Have 4 months summer break. Nice, Atty. Yes, got plenty of time on your hands then. Was there a secret car? There was an ad. Bad timing for an ad there. Well, that has just ruined Alonso's strategy. He then got the lead.
Joe ahead. Gap at 6.1.
Lawson's got a penalty, so we have to assume that Lawson then went into the back of Gasly. But yeah, Alonso started P6 on the inters. It was going to be a risk, but we got to P1 there within 2 laps, and then he had the clean air, and that was the time to really build a gap before stopping once for wets. But that safety car has ruined it. He's gone from 1st to 15th. We're not going to stop again with Fernando, but that has pretty much ruined our strategy. Chris, what is this? What replay? No replays. Rad, thanks for the follow. My team is showing us races. Colours are black and blue. Like it. Alright, let's forward on until this safety car comes back in then. I'm gutted there because Alonso would have had a really good chance there. He could have built. He was probably going 2 second laps quicker, so he would have boxed and probably he would have dropped out of the lead, but he would have been about 9th, 10th probably, and not having to stop again. But now he's a long way back.
Okay.
Safety car surely is going to be in at the end of this lap. So the top 4 is as they were when we started the race. Is this safety car coming in? No. He wants to do another lap. Fair enough. How do you get Audi? It's a mod, Atty. So if you're playing on PC, it's a mod, but obviously console, not possible. Right, safety car finally ending then.
Okay, so the safety car is in this lap. Okay, remember the rules of engagements again.
Copy.
And you can pick up the pace.
You can reduce management.
No more lift-off required.
Right, here we go. Getting ready for this safety car restart. Look, standing rig start is down to 75%, and that's because we've been in that spell where it's not been wet enough for wets. Alonso's already lost 11%, so he may well have to box again, Alonso, because we had to come in a lot earlier than we were expecting. Here we go then. It's going to be Carlos Sainz to get us back underway. Fittipaldi's got a mechanical fault. Down for London. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope you're well. Right, Ricciardo is up to P5 though. So that's been a good start from him. What is it, P9? We started to forget where we started now. Maxton's had a lock-up early on here. Is that even before we got back underway?
It's
Classic
obviously
from
quite
K-Mag.
wet out there. Well, you can see the lock-up. Well, the track's condition is making things an awful lot harder out there for our drivers.
Well, I don't know where that lock-up was. Spot the lock-up. Anyway, Ricciardo P5 then, behind the 2 Red Bulls and the sister team RB, who are very pacey in this 2026 season that we're in. And has he got the pace to stay with them?
So pick up the pace. Pick up the pace.
Alonso, we're going to have to go aggressive on the overtakes now, because he's bogged down in 15th.
Okay, copy.
So down to 20 runners though, with Gasly and Lawson out. Our ex-teammate, of course, Lawson. Not doing too well for Alpine. How will he do in real life in Red Bull? Not long to go now, is it? As Alonso is
Here's the
past show.
replay. Here we are down at turn 7. The opportunity's there.
And there we go. Good move from Fernando. So yeah, we're about, what, 3 weeks off now, seeing all the liveries of our 2025 cars in real life. So looking forward to that. See you next live, Callie. Remember, you do very good content, Callie. Thanks, Ati. Have a good evening, buddy. But yeah, how will Lawson do in 2025 up against Max Verstappen? That's going to be very interesting. I don't think he's going to be competing with Max, but can he do better than Checo did last year? Not too much improvement needed to beat Checo, I'd suggest, though. Although Checo didn't have a bad first quarter of the year. Carlos Sainz sets the fastest lap of the race. As Alonso is getting another move done around the outside of Esteban Ocon. So move up to P13.
Yes.
He likes it. Fernando likes it.
Car ahead is Piastri.
Let's have a look
And we
at it.
just saw the tail end of
Right,
that.
we're
So
taking the second corner. It's certainly inviting.
there we go. Good move from Fernando. Right, how far up can Fernando Alonso get here? Albon stayed out on the Inters. He's going to be struggling. He is struggling. He's already nearly 2 seconds off Bottas. So Piastri needs to be getting past Albon here very quickly. And then Alonso needs to do the same. And here we go, Piastri going to the inside here. He should have much better grip. Albon's going to be really struggling on those Inters. And he is. We should get much better traction out of here as well. So Piastri clears Albon. Surely Alonso's going to follow him through this next corner. Switches from the outside to the inside. Should be able to be much later on the brakes. And we are. Albon tries to fight it though. But I think this should be job done. He's going to struggle with any traction on those Inters. I'm surprised he's not boxing, but he's trying to see it out. I don't know what he's waiting for because any let up in the weather is a long way away.
Okay, well done.
Right, Alonso up to P12 then.
Piastri ahead.
So yeah, we'll probably get back to Inters around about lap 20, 21. So unless Albon's seeing it out till then, but he's going to be so slow until that point, it wouldn't be worth it really. Nine laps gone then. And Alonso's got 2.2 seconds now to find on Piastri. I think we'll definitely need to stop again with Alonso because once we get to this portion of the race, those wets are going to start to burn really quickly again. All right, let's attack with Ricciardo. He's dropped 1.8 off Hulkenberg. Sainz still leads. Verstappen second, Tsunoda third, Hulkenberg fourth. What a day for the Red Bull family it would be here today in Canada. I'm pretty confident, 99.9% confident. That has never happened in their history. consecutive finishes from first to fourth. There we go then, lap 10 of 70. So a long way to go yet. And you can get a few safety cars around here because it's very close to the walls around Montreal, of course. We're not due to stop until lap 30 with Ricciardo and Alonso. We kind of just got to make up our minds when we want to stop with him, really. But yeah, so I'm pretty intrigued to see how Lawson does in that Red Bull next year. And, you know, if he fails, what happens there? You know, what about if we're 5-10 races in and he's just having a mare? Is it finally time for Yuki to get an opportunity in that Red Bull, sorry? Or will they go another way? Hang on, Alonso, what have I missed? You've missed a lot. You've missed a lot, clearly. This is race 7 of 2026. He's been here since then. Yeah, we replaced Lawson at the end of 2025 because Alonso was available as a free agent. So we went for it. Right, Ricciardo's not really gaining on Holcomb, but as I say, the car analysis does show we probably haven't got the pace to compete with them.
Okay, so in front of you is
it 2026 and you get... Yeah, we're in 2026, so race 7, I believe, in 2026.
Okay, now it's Norris behind.
Tyres have stabilised now for the moment.
A box for us, could you imagine? So we put some dry tyres on and see the carnage. Makes some more sense. Thought you did a mid-season replace of Lawson. No, we were gonna. The intention was to keep Lawson, but yeah, Fernando was available for free, and I was surprised he wasn't going to retire at 44. So thought why not? And we went for it. And Alonso was on for a good race here until Pierre Gasly was taken out of the race, although we didn't see it, by Liam Lawson. That's absolutely wrecked Alonso's strategy. Charles and Carlos can imagine, yeah. Soon to be Lewis. Lewis is going to be in for some nice strategy calls in Ferrari.
2.5.
He'll be going through all the plans, Will Lewis, from A to Z.
Gap is at 2.
Kind of in a bit of no man's land with both drivers here. Alonso struggling to catch up with Piastri. And Ricciardo's not really catching up with Hulkenberg. I wonder if Norris is going to mount a challenge. The car analysis actually shows that McLaren has got the best car by far at the moment, but they're not really using it, with Norris in 6th, Piastri 11th. What do we got until this weather dips? Yeah, lap 20. Yeah, lap 20 odd, isn't it? Ricciardo gets a little bit closer to Hulkenberg, not too much though. Flat Earth Mining, thanks for the follow, much appreciated, buddy. Carlos Sainz now leads by 2 seconds though. Let's just have a look at tyres. Ricciardo's used the most, to be fair. Alonso's used the least, but of course he came in a lot. Well, he's boxed, but we do have a couple others that have boxed. Albon and Théo Pourchaire, who also started on the Inters. So technically, I think we could get these wets to the end with Alonso, but they're probably going to deteriorate very quickly once this kind of less, well, once the rain leaves off and it moves over to inters, that's going to be the problem. We just got to kind of manage it as we go. Let's try and use a bit of battery with Ricciardo.
Overtake available.
Okay.
Evening, Callie. I honestly forgot you streamed on G's. Been a long day at work. No worries, buddy. Hope you're well, UV. Thanks for dropping in as always. Alright, here we go then. Using a bit of battery with Danny Rick. Try and push him up to Nico Hulkenberg. And yeah, as I say, the Red Bull family having a nice little day so far. They're 1-4 with the two Red Bulls, 1-2. And the sister team RB, 3-4. Toro Rosso. You know the drill. Ricciardo is pushing up, but I think we're going to struggle here with the pace to try and get on the podium. Although it's still pretty tight. I used a lot more tyre life. You never know, an undercut, a very early undercut might work here, but to be honest with you, I don't really want to box. We probably don't want to box now till lap 33, because then we've got the best of the weather on those fresh wets. Yeah, not bad. The communication with my long-distance Filipino girlfriend is not great. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Yeah, I guess... there do be difficulties in those long-distance relationships. Yeah, Alonso is 4 seconds off Piastri, just not gaining at all, but... Well, I was going to say, but he's not really attacking on his tyres, but I don't think they are either, so... Don't know if it's just because Piastri, from Hamilton down to Piastri, they're all in a bit of a slipstream together. But at this stage, not working out too well for Fernando. Now, Sainz now got a 2.3 second lead. He's loving life. Is old Carlos, the smooth operator. Is he going to win this one for Red Bull? Long way to go. I wonder if anyone will go inters in this spell here. You could go inters from lap 20. I think you could probably go inters from lap 20 to 32 and they'd be quicker. Noob Games, hello. How's it going? Hope you're well. Yes, I think you could go inters from around about... Might be a little bit later, lap 24 till 32, but that's still nearly 10 laps. It might be worth a punt. It certainly might be worth a punt with Fernando. Because he's 5 seconds off the points as it is, and he's not really making any inroads in that, so we'll have to watch that. No point really risking it with Ricciardo, because he's in a good position, P5, he's only 6 seconds off the lead. So yeah, no point taking the risk with Ricciardo. Even though I just mentioned being transparent, but hey ho, could be worse. Yeah, sorry to hear that, buddy. Obviously a little bit of a rough patch, but hopefully it'll improve. Tomorrow's another day, as they say. Yeah, I am thinking about jumping over to those inters with Fernando. We'll let it play out. Noob, I recommend putting Alonso to push tyres. Yeah, the only reason we haven't done that is because Alonso, potentially, could go all the way to the end. And although this says he can go all the way at the end attacking, that will change when we get here because the tyre temps will just burn up. So we're just reserving them for a bit. But I am thinking... we could try something a little bit bold with Fernando. When is that? Around about lap 24. About lap 32. Or I think he's definitely going to have to stop again. Says this would be a lot quicker. I'm interested. I'm interested in it. It may not work, but he's P12. You viewed for the super sticker, thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. As I say, not required at all, but that is highly appreciated. Thank you, buddy. I'm interested in this. I am interested in switching over to this Inter, which would be lap 24, but it's dependent on the weather. If you use it in his early overdrives, we'll move on to them. He'll jump some drivers. Yeah, I'm interested to see if anyone else goes for the Inters or not. That's how I feel. It's something out of my control. Yes, indeed, buddy. You doing mana next? I don't know what I'm doing, but I have noticed the old views on the latest episodes of this series have dried up a bit, so perhaps it is time for a series refresh at the end of this season. But I don't know if that's because the first few races of the latest episodes we were dominating, so it's not as exciting, but as you can see, we have changed that now. Right, Ricciardo, let's try and get to that weather, because there's not too much happening on track. If you're normally around watching these streams, you know we don't really skip the action, but there's not too much going on at the moment. Although, saying that, Lando Norris is getting very close to Danny Rick.
Okay.
We need to protect. Tires are too hot now.
Understood.
Carlo's in lap 30. His tyres might not even get to lap 30 at this rate. Yeah, Alonso's still 4 seconds off Piastri. He's got comfortable margin to Ocon. So as I say, he's worth taking a risk. What if people do pit for Inters, then pit the same lap if they're far away? In Spania Racing, maybe.
Okay, so the rain is decreasing now.
By the way, can you give me recommendations for drivers for my Lotus? Depends what you want to go for, I guess. Young or experienced or a combination of both. I must admit, not using Danny Rick in F1 Manager 22, 23 or 24, the first time using him, I would highly recommend Danny Rick. His smoothness is so good. Doesn't make many errors. So you can't go wrong with him. Pierre Gasly is another one I've used. He's kind of middle of the road, not too old, not too young, but again, good smoothness, pretty solid. Bottas, if you want to go again, experience, he's very good. Except Singapore, yes, because indeed. You could go for Fittipaldi, although he's not well rated, but a bit of a Lotus connection. I used a bit of battery of Ricciardo. That's just put Norris at bay for a little while, but it does look like Norris has got a bit more pace than us. Say, Ricciardo might have to hold on for P5, might even have to hang on for P6 in this one. Ricciardo and Joe, yeah, like it. Poor Lawson, what happened to him? We didn't get to see the replay, but evidently Gasly, I'd imagine, has gone right in the rear end of Lawson. So yeah, he's not having a great time since he's left Team Lotus in the tractor of an Alpine. Tragic Fun, if I play this on Xbox, is it the same? Pretty much the same. The only thing is mods, so some of the liveries that we've added, not the Lotus one, you can do that certainly, because this is the one we've created, but where we've got Audi in the team, you wouldn't be able to do that on console, but everything else, exactly the same. to my knowledge. Right, so that rain is now, we're on the decrease, I think now, aren't we? Yes, we are on the decline. So this is where we've got to monitor it and see if we can switch over to Inters for Alonso. But if you are jumping into the stream, you haven't already, please do smash that like button. It really does help me out.
Tire temp.
And is super appreciated.
Falling.
Right, we can attack, can't we, with Alonso's tyres, of course, because we
Just
are
push, please.
going to bin them off
Copy.
anyway. Either way, we're going to bin them off. Yeah, so Ricciardo still a second off Hulkenberg. Norris is getting closer again. Norris does look to have the pace on Ricciardo, but we have got 4 seconds to Russell. Alonso still 4 seconds back on Piastri, but extends the gap on Ocon. I'm going to steal Alpine engineers. They were formerly known as Lotus twice. Yes, indeed, before going back to Renault. Unless, you're kidding me, you kept Ricciardo but kicked Lawson. I know, I couldn't get rid of Ricciardo. I couldn't do it to him. He performed so well. I wasn't going to sign anyone in truth, but Fernando is a free agent and he tempted me.
Currently P5.
With those youthful looking eyes. Is Ricciardo's engineer? It's Hamlin. It is Hamlin Noob Gaming. Pierre Hamlin is race engineer for Ricciardo.
Okay.
Alright, we're at 4.37 of water level on track. So it is, like we said about lap 24, didn't we? I think it's going to come sooner than that. If it stays off for 10 laps, the Inters are going to work well. Don't blame you for taking Alonso. I blame you for throwing out Lawson instead of Ricciardo. Do forgive me. Do forgive me. He nearly won the World Championship. I couldn't bin him off after that. As Leclerc has developed a fault. So we've got Leclerc, Fittipaldi, Albon, all running faults. And we're nearly at Inters. Isn't Joe's engineer benzene? I couldn't tell you Joe's engineer off the top of my head, to be honest with you. He won it as close as Norris did last year. He was in the fight on paper, but never close. Yeah, I get your point. Valid point. Valid point. Right, so it's changed to Dam. I don't think the Inters will quite, easy for me to say, quite cross over yet. But now we've upped the ante on the tyres. We are closing in on Piastri. Is anyone going to jump over to these Inters then?
Okay for the moment.
Yep.
It's probably where Danny Rick needs to go a bit onto standard though here.
Putting on those rear tires.
But again, he has got
understood.
Lando all over him.
Overtake available.
Okay.
Oh, and then Lando having a look at Ricciardo, but Ricciardo just need to push away. Pushed actually quite a good margin there. So Ricciardo just needs to see these tyres through to about lap 30, 35, and then we'll change. As Tsunoda setting the fastest lap, and Yuki Tsunoda all over the back of Max Verstappen. Verstappen 3 seconds off the lead now. So Tsunoda coming alive. Lawson's still gaining performance and Ricciardo is losing. Last time I've seen the stats, Ricciardo 81, Lawson was 80. Yes, yeah, Ricciardo is still 81. But he did outperform Lawson pretty much in every area in the head-to-head. But Ricciardo and Alonso both are only on a one-year deal, and I'm not retaining them, so who knows? We could do justice to Liam Lawson and re-sign him if we continue into 2027. I have to go walk my dogs. I'll be back in 10:15. No worries, Lucas. Isn't Renault the Alpine engineer? So that makes Lotus use them. I think my team would, at least my first one, would have Iwasa and maybe Luke Browning or Jack Crawford with the Honda engine. Like it you viewed. I liked how you started with Mick and Danny. Yeah, I really wanted Mick Schumacher to work for us, but that was a pipe dream in the end. As we're very close to Nico Hulkenberg, Mick Schumacher was absolutely awful. I don't know if anyone else has used him, but for me, he just made so many errors. It was literally every race he made an error, so we had to get rid of him. Right, Hulkenberg has slowed up a bit. Norris has sped up a bit. Hamilton and Russell quite a bit behind us, so no issues there. When do we switch to these inters? I'd like to get it below 3, to be honest with you. Have we had any news on this game yet? I know all the rumours. What was it? Back in early December? I forget now. Early December? All the rumours were there wasn't going to be an F1 Manager 2025, but I'm pretty sure the developer never actually officially confirmed that, but I don't know if we have had that confirmed. Haven't really done any research for it for a while. I think Lando Norris is looking pretty racy here. Mixed experience was 2 seasons, so he's more likely to crash. There's a good chance he could adapt to form well. There we go, Lando Norris then. Is he looking for the move on Danny Rick? He's certainly having a look, but he's a little bit too far back. Yeah, I don't really want to be deploying much battery, but we're going to have to.
Overtake available.
Yep, understood.
Only did like 3. License gone, think they'll get it back though. Yeah, but it hasn't been officially confirmed, or has it? So there was rumours. Those rumours all circulated from one source when I last looked. Alright, let's get Alonso in. He's got 9 seconds on Ocon. He's arrived onto Bottas. So
we are pitting for inters.
Why are my comments getting deleted? I don't know. What are you trying to say? I'm not deleting anything. Is it Mick? Are you trying to say Mick? Because I believe someone before used to say you couldn't say Mick in the TikTok chat. I'm sure it was that. Are they too long? I can see those ones, NSS. But yeah, I obviously am unaware of the ones being deleted. Let me try again. You try again. Hamilton, they're getting closer, aren't they? I think they're having a little bit of a push. We can push a little bit with Danny Rick again.
Let's try to take opportunity.
Kinga, hello buddy, how's it going? Yeah, Mick gets deleted.
Whoops.
Yeah, I have no idea why Mick is not allowed.
Easy on the way into the box.
Mick is banned from TikTok chat for some reason. .1, we take that for Fernando Alonso.
White line on the
I
exit.
did put him on inters there. I just had my heart just flooded there, and I thought I'd put him back on wets. License was only. I think the license originally was for 4 years. New games. So it should have been 22, 23, 24, and then the final one 25. There's Alonso just out behind Guan Yu Zhou there.
Joe.
So yeah, hope you're doing well, Kinga. Mick did 17 points season 2 and Paul Chair did 100. Mick's us too bad. Stats are too bad, sadly. Yeah, Mick's a struggle in this game.
Now 3.6.
That was my ambition when I started this series, Mick to be world champion with Lotus, but yeah, couldn't make it work, unfortunately. Right, so is Alonso going to be mightily fast on these inters? Oh, God, don't go in the back of Guan Yu Zhou there.
We will be ready.
Oh, we don't want to box Ricciardo, but
Okay.
we're going to have to box him soon. Here comes Fernando, though, on Zhou. Zhou in the Alpine here in 2026. Zhou doesn't want to give this up, but we should have better traction out there on the inters. Although, saying that, come on, later braking into our tyres aren't quite up to temp, to be fair. But we should get this done now. And there we go, through on Zhou. What happened to Lawson and Gasly? Gasly went straight in the back of Lawson. And both retired on lap 3? Lap 2 or 3, I believe it was. Right, now Alonso needs to use his pace. A bit like the start of the race. He's only got about... It's got a little bit longer, but he's probably got about 8 laps of this tyre. So let's see how far up he can get. Once he clears Perez, he's got 4 seconds, so we'll see what his pace is like. NSI often buff mixed developments so AI teams use him. As in the database editor. Not a bad shout. I did that last year in 2023 with Piastri because they absolutely did him dirty in 2023 for some reason. As Alonso. See Alonso get past Perez then. Light work of Perez. Now, as we say, he's got a 4-second gap. So we'll see what his pace is like on these inters.
Let's go.
Alonso no longer had GP2 engine. No GP2 engine here today. Not on that rusty old McLaren. I'll be back soon making a Lotus logo now. Go for it, buddy. Right, so Alonso, it was 4 seconds to Ocon. Look at this, reduced straight away here. So we have got great pace as he sets the fastest lap.
Was a purple lap.
These inters have come alive. It doesn't look like AI are going to do it. And he's going 3 seconds a lap quicker than most, 2 seconds a lap quicker than the leaders. This could really bring Alonso into contention. It is 12 seconds from Ocon to Bottas, though. And as I say, he's only got a good 5 to 8 laps of this tyre. But this could work wonders for Alonso here. I'm actually thinking we're going to have to bring Ricciardo in for the same. I'm going to do the same with Ricciardo here. Call me crazy, but Ricciardo's tyres are absolutely done for.
Box.
Box confirmed.
As Alonso's nearly already, and he's going 2 seconds lap quicker. Ricciardo could gain nearly 16 seconds here. Problem is we box now for wets, which he has to. They'll burn out again too early, so we're kind of forced into this with Ricciardo.
Take it easy in the pit entry.
So Alonso past Ocon, as we just saw, but Ricciardo is going to try these inters. And there's a 2.4 second stop for Danny Rick.
Focus on reaction time and no full throttle before pit exit.
He kind of needs to be out in front of his teammate here. You do cut the first corner here, so he should be comfortably out in front of Fernando. There's Ricciardo. There's Fernando. So yeah, Ricciardo will have... Although he's got to get these tyres up to temp.
Currently
Yeah, he
11.
should be okay.
And in front of you is Bottas. 8 seconds, 8 seconds.
No, I'm going to ask him to get out of the way of Alonso here. If Alonso... Because Alonso's going to...
Alonso.
His tyres are much better up to speed here. Leclerc's mechanical fault getting worse.
Yep.
Where are we? There we are. Yes, I have a file where Mick is in Mercedes in 2025, only one race for now, but he has 4 years. Good stuff. Same file I forced all real drivers who lost their drive to retire. Now I've got Mick in Merc. Nice stuff. I'll watch the race, but I'll carry on the logo. No worries, new games. Thanks, buddy. Right, I just didn't want Ricciardo to hold Alonso up whilst Alonso had good pace there. He probably would have lost some time, so... 24-0, so we're going a lot quicker than the leaders here. Just need to forward on now till this rain starts to fall. Hamilton's tyres getting very low, so a lot of them are going to have to start conserving unless this rain comes. They're going to be really burning their wets up. And look, Alonso's already onto Bottas again. That's when we stopped onto these inters. We were right behind Alonso. Ricciardo sets the fastest lap of the race now. Don't really want these two to fight. But we do need to probably allow Ricciardo back through at some point.
Yeah, really heavy rain at the moment.
Is the rainfall now going to start again?
Currently P10. Car ahead is Leclerc.
And there we go, straight past Bottas.
0.4.
These teams now struggling, the Mercedes and the Ferrari on the wet tyres. Look at this was easy work. Past Bottas there, and Ricciardo's got past him as well. So come on, what can we do on these inters? We've not got long left on them. We need to get past Leclerc here, and then it's 4 seconds up the road to Piastri. Here we go, pulling out to the outside. Much better traction at the moment on those inters. Ricciardo's going to try the inside. This is like Mick Schumacher. We were talking about Mick Schumacher, Mike Schumacher and Hakkinen at Spa there. It wasn't a back marker. That was for track position. As Russell pits now, he'll surely go onto the wets. It's too late to go over to the... Look how much they're burning up their tyres, these wet runners, though. Hamilton, Piastri, next on the road. They're going to be very, very slow. And BMW and I have Hulk and Dragovic as my driver. Van Dorn was my driver in Season 1. He's in Williams now. Stuff, buddy. Good stuff. 3 seconds off Piastri and Hamilton. They need to box. 26, they're struggling. All the wet runners are struggling. I think we made the right call. Although we've got to box again, we can box a little bit later. Whereas these wet runners are going to be forced to pit now. But that rain is about to increase. I think they're going to be saved by this weather. Leclerc's got a puncture. Charles Leclerc's got a puncture. He's left it too late on those wets. And there we go. Right rear is gone. I'm going to ask Alonso get out of the way because that's only fair because Danny Rick did have track position. He's not quite got out of the way yet. Come on, Fernando, a bit quicker than that. There we go. Right, Sainz pits. Norris pits.
Tires are on the higher side.
Yeah, Russell did go wet. So Leclerc's made it back to the pits. Sainz, here we go. They're all boxing. Hamilton, 23%. Piastri, 24%. What are they doing? Ricciardo's past Sainz, but Alonso is stuck behind him here.
You're doing a very good job.
He needs to get past him here.
Next car is Piastri.
Ricardo's past him. Alonso is now going to be past him. The Inters are the better tyre at the moment. They probably will be for another lap or two.
Yes, let's go.
This is really good.
Ricardo's past Piastri, whose their tyres are just completely dead. Piastri, 22%. Hamilton's about to get a puncture. Unless he's very lucky, like his teammate Leclerc did. Piastri's trying a move back on Alonso. That's not ideal. Fernando should have much better traction, though. Tsunoda pits.
Good job. Come on.
Nicely done. The car ahead is Hamilton.
Hamilton finally
Okay,
pits,
good
so does Piastri. Who's the craziest world driver champion season 1 you've seen? Season 1 champion's not been nothing to... mainly been Verstappen, Leclerc, to be honest with you.
Okay, Lewis has pitted.
I've had Sainz win it in 2024 and in 2025, Red Bull versus Verstappen. I used to think Mick Schumacher was Michael Schumacher, but then I figured out Mick was Michael's son. Yes, indeed. Not being rude, but when you made Fernando stop, could have lost him a position. Yeah. But Ricciardo did have track position, to be fair, and we asked him to move out of the way, so I thought it was just fair to allow that back.
Okay, drizzle increasing in the pit lane.
Right, we need to get them back in now.
Box.
Box confirmed.
Can Alonso go for one more lap? Bottas has got a puncture.
So box and pit confirmed.
There we go. There's Valtteri with a puncture now. They're all struggling out there. All right, Ricciardo's going to box. Alonso's going to try one more lap. He'll probably lose a little bit of time, but he was going to lose 3 seconds there in a double stack.
Understood.
2.1. Good stop from the Team Lotus pit crew.
Reminder, throttle on pit exit.
Right, where do we come out after all of that then in the end? Norris, who we were fighting, is going to be clear of us here. We should jump back past Russell. Hulkenberg still hasn't stopped.
P7.
And Russell's got his tyres up to
In
10.
front of you is Norris.
So we kind of haven't gained, kind of haven't lost in a way there, Ricciardo. Potentially, well, we did
Russell
lose on
behind us.
Lando, but we were forced into that because our tyres would have burnt up anyway. And we would have been in the same scenario as those guys, getting punctures. Do some deployment here with Ricciardo.
Click overtake.
Hulkenberg still hasn't stopped. Ricciardo should jump Hulkenberg now, though. Alonso, the Inter's still working well, to be fair, across this lap. So he may even be ahead of his teammate here. I'm not sure. We'll see. But Fernando was P12, so it's really, if this has worked for Fernando, I don't think it's really... Hulkenberg's carried on.
At pit lane entry. Could be slippery.
Copy.
2.1 again. The pit crew have been on it.
And white line
Be
on
careful
the
with your last set of full wets. We will indeed. Right, so Alonso is P12 before he jumped onto those Inters. He's definitely going to gain some positions here. Alonso might be ahead of his teammate, but for not too long here. I think we've got them on still do not fight as well. No, we haven't. We've got it off, so that's fine. They are free to fight.
Norris ahead. Gap is 5 seconds. Point
There we go then. So, Ricciardo was P5 before we went on to those Inters. He's currently P6, but he will jump Hulkenberg, so he will still be a net P5, but he did lose out to Norris. So, when it's all said and done, Ricciardo hasn't lost anything, he hasn't gained anything, but Alonso has gained 5 positions, probably 6, when Hulkenberg pits. That has worked wonders for Fernando Alonso there. I don't know why Hulkenberg's not into the pits though. He's down to 27%. Just losing performance all the time. 22 seconds is the stop, so Hulkenberg probably going to come out in 10th here. And he was 4th before this round of pit stops. So not worked well there for Nico Hulkenberg. See, he's still not stopped, does he? Hulkenberg won't stop, doesn't stop. He's on a madness. 27%. He's probably not at risk of a puncture until sort of below 20%, but he's losing a lot of performance out there. So Hulkenberg is going to be out of that top 3. So once he pits, it's going to be Sainz leading, Verstappen second, Tsunoda's going to be third, Norris 4th, Ricciardo 5th, and Alonso will be 6th. So that's worked a treat for Fernando. And if you are watching the stream, you like what you see, then do press that like button. Really helps me out. Super appreciated. And let me know in the comments who's going to win this one. What's your top 3 here? A mixed mistake in season 1 costs you 10 mil. I think you should have kept him as a reserve. Then if he gets more experience in F2, the future you could have made it in top half. This was a tip. It's just a tip. Yeah, I mean, I would like to put Franco Colapinto in the car, but again, he's one that might do with a bit of a database upgrade, really, because he is quite low rated. We've got him as affiliate. I think he's only 72 overall off the top of my head. Hulkenberg's been overtaken on track, and he's still not stopped. Hulkenberg is just not willing to stop at the moment, is he? As I say, won't stop, can't stop. Hulkenberg, he's not interested in stopping. He's going to have a good tyre advantage, but these tyres should be comfortable to the end, so not quite sure why he's not stopping. The only thing we've got to be mindful of is this little dip here around about lap 48, where we'll have to ease off the tyres there. So I just want to make sure we've got better tyre life than everyone around us, and at the moment we've comfortably got that, so we just keep monitoring it. But Ricciardo, P6 then, he's 3.5 seconds off Norris. He's got 2.5 on Fernando Alonso. Alonso's got 2 seconds clear of Russell. So at the minute, not too much to watch. But yeah, let me know in the comments, how do you think this race is going to end? Who's going to be first, second and third in this one? It looks like a Sainz victory as we have it, but Verstappen and Tsunoda are very close. You said Piastri has done dirty last game. This game he's OP. Most of the time he's better than Norris. Yeah, he's been better than Norris in our series. Certainly all of last year and the start of this season, I think Piastri's been better. So yeah, they obviously elaborated their mistake last year and has made him slightly better than Lando, so it seems. Right, lap 40, as I say, we haven't got to stop again. Just got to be mindful around lap 50 here. Yeah, tyre life is good, so we can carry on such as this. Franco was really young, so he could have cost more, and he wouldn't adapt fast as he didn't have F1 experience in F1 Manager 24. Yeah, we did put him in the Williams for the end of Season 1, but he wasn't too good. But again, yeah, not too much experience. Oh, Max has developed a mechanical fault. Is this going to be a useless Crofty replay, or is it going to be Max telling us what it is?
Massive lag on the upshift.
It is Max. He's got some lag on the upshifts. Let's have a look at some of the issues going on, shall we? Who have we got? Sorry, we've got Max and Leclerc, the main two. So Max, as we saw there, lag on his gear, so gearbox issue for Max. And where's Charles? Charles also gearbox down to 24%, so not good at all. I think I saw Albon with an issue. He's gearbox issue as well. Fittipaldi, gearbox and ERS. And I think that is all of them. So a few of them struggling there with gearbox issues. Lucas, welcome back, buddy. Thanks for dropping back in. Porcher is crazy OP. I have a file where he's 96 rated in 2020. Yeah, the problem with the young drivers, like Kimi Antonelli, that's the reason I've just never gone for him in my series, is because if you get your race similar Max and you get him in the team so they get their race experience, and as you say, Teo Porcher, I think Ollie Behrman, a lot of the young drivers, Hadjar, you can just get into the 90s very quickly, and it's a bit, well, it is unrealistic. But we've spoken about that before on the stream, talking about Kimi Antonelli. I think that's going to be a really interesting one next year. A lot of hype around him, and I'll be honest, I don't quite see it, but I'll be happily proven wrong because I want to see young drivers do well. But yeah, I'm not sure he's going to come in and blow George out of the water and be a megastar from season 1. I think it might take him a couple of seasons. And as we've said on streams before, he's only got 1 season as it stands. And again, reiterating, I do think that's intentionally from Toto. George Russell's only got a year left. Kimi's got a year left. See how they compete against each other. And then they can make a decision whether to retain both for 2026, retain 1. And of course, his dream is to try and get Max in that car for 2026. And Max has really got 3 options. He stays with Red Bull, he goes to Aston Martin, or he goes to Mercedes. So that's going to be interesting. Who's the worst balance and realistic performance? Say Perez is too good. Yeah, Perez. I mean, it's hard to tell because when they move to different teams, I guess that's the problem. I think the developers haven't balanced the driver. They don't seem to test a driver when they go to a different team. If you see where I'm coming from. You know, Bottas is a great example in our series. He goes to Mercedes and he absolutely dominates George in Mercedes. Probably unrealistic. So it's like they just don't test that. When they first start, that first season,
Honestly, I don't think
they're not too bad. Let's jump on board with Ricciardo, sorry, because Ricciardo's trying to do things here on Verstappen, who's obviously really struggling with that issue because he's dropped off majorly. We completely missed this. By the way, I've been chatting away there, and Hulkenberg still has not boxed. He's on 23% tyres. I don't know what he's doing, but he's enjoying himself out there.
Head back down, we stay in the rhythm.
And also, I wasn't paying attention, and Verstappen's issue is obviously causing him a lot of issues because he's now dropped down. Tsunoda's passed him, Norris has passed him, and we are now here with him. So bear with me, chat. We'll get back to it in a moment, but here we go. Danny, oh goodness gracious me, that is very timid and slow through there, but we're past Max. And here we go, rain is decreasing. This way we just need to be mindful of the tyres. Probably want to go standard here.
Norris in front of you. And try to cool down the tires where you can. It's slightly coming up.
Understood.
Alonso's tyres not too bad at the moment, so we can just continue with that. So Ricciardo back up to P5. That will be P4 when Hulkenberg finally stops. Maybe Hulkenberg will never stop in this race.
Max coming now.
Does anyone know what's going on with Hulkenberg here? He's down to 23%. I'm not quite sure. The only thing I think that he's waiting for this period here. But beyond me, that is. Beyond me. Alonso soon to join this party. When's your next scheduled live stream? Every Tuesday and Friday, Noob Games. So we'll be back Friday from 7 PM. So every Tuesday and Friday we're doing this. Lucas, he would probably go to Aston because they have Nui, Fernando, Honda, and have a brand new factory. Well, if Max went to Aston, though, Lucas, would they have Fernando's? Ricciardo is getting past Hulkenberg, so Hulkenberg on those struggling tyres. We are finally through and into P4.
Okay?
Let's have a look at that. Here we go then, Ricciardo. Hulkenberg still out on those tyres, down to 23%. And pretty easy work in the end. I'd imagine Max and Fernando are going to be past him very quickly as well. Yeah, if he went to Aston, would Fernando be there, though? Because what would happen to Lance Stroll? Would Daddy replace Lance Stroll? I'm not quite sure. Max is never going to leave Red Bull unless their dominance goes, as Mercedes, Red Bull's rivals, and Aston was Red Bull's sponsor. I think we'll see, Noob, in terms of 2025, if Red Bull don't compete this year. I don't think Max, to me, and I have no absolute evidence, so this is just, you know, very speculative, but to me it just seems that there's been a lot of whispers, and I think Max is maybe not too confident in the 2026 project of Red Bull. Had all the turmoil last year, have lost Nui, developing their own engines. And there we go, Alonso is past Hulkenberg as well then.
0.6. Yeah, don't worry, mate.
So we should get a replay of that one as well. Here we go. So Hulkenberg staying out for another lap. And it's just easy work for Fernando there. I'm not quite sure what Hulkenberg's trying to achieve, but maybe we're all naive to it. Yeah, I just think Max probably not convinced 2026. It's unknown with Red Bull, so I think this year is going to be telling. If he can't compete this year, he may just walk away from the sport, or I don't think a move to Aston or Mercedes would be off the table for 2026. But then, as you say, what do they do for 2026? Because Fernando's already signed up, and you just can't see Lance Stroll going anywhere. I think it's this pit strategy or just RB being stupid. Yeah, I don't know what RB are up to here. He's down to 22% tyres now.
We'll get back.
Lance Stroll, let the man play tennis. Stop forcing him to drive, Lawrence.
I really focus on cooling tyres.
Alright, just want to cool the tyres down for this phase. As Hulkenberg is in the pits. Oh, he's having a slow stop to round it all off. Poor Nico Hulkenberg. He's gone on some fresh wets. And he's going to be out in P10. So I don't quite get that strategy from RB. But maybe they know what they're doing and we haven't got a clue. So let's wait and see on that. But he's only got 9% extra tyre life. And I would suggest the amount of time he lost doing that
1 second.
was not optimal.
Okay, mate. Just stay focused.
Newey is Red Bull's car development engineer now at Aston, so he's likely to join Aston. Yeah, I think they're the two options if Max left. It would be retirement, Aston Martin or Mercedes. Right, Alonso 1.3 off the stand. We did see in all of that chatting and overtaking that Sainz has also developed a fault. So, who knows? Could a victory actually be on the cards today? He's got a gearbox. Everyone's struggling with gearboxes today in Montreal. Alonso 1.1 off Verstappen. Ricciardo's moved 1.7 clear. Doesn't really look like he's got the pace on Norris though, or Tsunoda. But if Sainz's issue causes him to lose pace, then Ricciardo might be in with a shout of a podium. I think the victory is probably going to be a step too far. But we'll wait and see on that. I've got to reserve a bit of fuel actually. We've burnt through that.
Need a little bit more lift off, please.
Actually, the tyre temps have come down a bit too much on Danny Rick, so we need to pick that up a bit.
Okay.
Who is EFI? That is Enzo Fittipaldi. Verstappen's fault getting worse by the looks of it, or he's developed a secondary fault. Yeah, that's Enzo Fittipaldi in the Audi.
Good to push up.
Right. So yeah, did Max just develop a secondary fault there, or Hulkenberg's got a fault now as well? Oh dear, it's all going wrong. Won't see it until he crosses the line. Noob Games Bar, I'm going to go to bed, kind of tired. No worries, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. Much appreciated. As I say, if you are dropping in, you haven't already, do smash that like button. Really helps me out. Verstappen's obviously going for a bit of a push here because he's suddenly caught up to Ricciardo. And do you change the car livery every season? Yes, we do change it every season. Just ourselves, just our own team. I think Max Verstappen could leave F1 to be a father, watch his kid grow up, but well, who knows? If he leaves, he may do a Fernando Alonso return because Fernando's retired at least twice now. And a Kimi. Kimi obviously had a retirement and came back. RB hates Nico. Yeah, Hulkenberg having a bit of a stinker now. I don't know what that strategy was all about, but he's been done dirty there. Right, so this is where that weather should be at its lowest. So this is where we've just got to be careful with the tyres. It's okay at the moment because we're still in wet weather. Little Jojo, do you do special liveries? Yes, we've typically done 1 or 2 a year. We've always done one at Monaco. But we've not done one yet this year in 2026. This has just been the standard livery so far, so we will have to do one. We might have to go back to our original colours because obviously we're running more of the black and goldish theme this year. Right, so changes to damp, so we've just got to manage the tyres through this phase. %. Still got a little bit of tyre life there. Just continue to forward. Just monitor that gap with Max Verstappen. Here we go. Tyre temps raising now because there's less water on the track.
Take it easy.
Understood.
So Sainz still leading by 6 seconds though, so that fault is not impacting him too badly. Norris is 3.2 back, then Ricciardo a further 3 seconds back.
Okay, maximum focus on cooling down those rear tires.
So this is a problem though, we need
understood.
to cool these tyres through this phase.
Cool the tyres.
Yeah, copy, mate.
Yeah, Verstappen still 2.4 back. Let's just... Much of the tyres degrading though, not too bad. Piastri setting the fastest lap. Yeah, tyres are overheating badly now. In which they will because there's not enough water on the track to cool them. I don't think we really want to go down to conserve, so... Yeah, we're keeping 2% margin on Max, so that's fine. When is that going to pick up? It is starting to pick up, so we should be good. Just managing this little spell. And we'll try and have a little bit of a push at the end here. Sainz now is... his lead has reduced a little bit here.
Overtake is available.
Piastri is really burning up his tyres here in this spell.
Yes.
They're really going for it. Max is trying to conserve some tyre life.
0.4. Don't stress.
And Alonso alongside then as the camera pulls away. Max Verstappen, and we move into P5 then. Fernando, but Max is not going to give it up. Of course he's not.
Yes.
Keep at it.
But yes, Alonso gets it done then. So P4 and P5, but I think Max will come back at us. He's managing his tyres. Russell, Piastri and Hamilton certainly not managing their tyres. Just need this wet weather to come back in. And then we should be good. 16 laps to go. Sainz, his lead is 4 seconds. He's used a lot more tyre life. Tsunoda might be on finally for his first win in Formula 1. Should have won last time out of Miami, but RB really messed his strategy up, in which they've done the same to Hulkenberg this time around.
Gap at 2 seconds.
But he's got a good chance of winning this one.
Keep trying.
What's the tyre life saying? We've got good margin on Norris. Just don't want to burn them out too much though.
Let's lift off, please.
4%. Ricciardo could probably go up to standard in a moment here.
We need to push.
So yeah, Sainz leads 3.3 to Tsunoda, but he's got an issue, and Tsunoda's got good tyre margin. And Norris 4 seconds back, and then comes Ricciardo and Alonso. So we've still got an outside chance of a podium here. We've got 2 seconds on Verstappen. So Verstappen either struggling with that issue, or he's really I think he's struggling with the issue because the tyre margin's still 2% difference. And that rainfall is nearly back to where we need it.
1.5. Full concentration, anything can happen still.
Anything can happen, GP. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. 15 laps to go. And we're just getting the tyres back to where we need them.
Prep ourselves for a push.
All right, back to where we'll just manage these gaps and then we'll try and go for a push on the top 3 at the end if we can. Verstappen's faults got worse. Not good for him. I should be able to attack now with these till the end.
Open the gap.
Understood.
If you are watching chat, please be mindful of my fuel because I'm bound to forget and we'll run out of fuel. So just give me an update on that if I'm missing it. All right, we should be able to attack all the way then to the end here. We're 3 seconds off. Tsunoda's now 1.5 seconds off Sainz. Tsunoda looking really good for the race win here. And Norris has dropped off quite a bit. What's Norris's tyre life? 72. It's only 5% margin, but we might have a chance of Lando. We're getting closer to him, but he might go for his own push in a moment. Tsunoda's dropped 2 seconds back on Sainz. Perez has got a mechanical fault. Look at this on the grid. So many were mechanical faults, and most of them gearbox issues. Pourchaire, Theo Pourchaire's fault. Verstappen's dropped 4 seconds to us, so we look safe from behind now, so it should be at least 4th and 5th for us. Can we get any higher up the grid than that? Tsunoda still not with Sainz though, just staying at about 2 seconds. Once they cross this start-finish line, there'll be 10 laps to go. Alonso can start doing some top-up. I don't want to lose too much. We've got a yellow flag briefly there. Bortoleto with the lock-up. Bortoleto has made so many mistakes this year in his first year in F1. Into the first corner. Looks like he's going to have a massive lock-up here.
But really, it was always going to be a tough time.
Not too bad, not too bad. 2.6 yard. Tsunoda's had a lock-up. Oh no, Yuki. He's dropped to 3 seconds back now. This is exactly what Bortoleto just did. There's Sainz.
Now they did leave it very late.
So struggling into turn 1 suddenly. Yeah, Tsunoda's dropped back down to 3 seconds. So that might give Sainz the breathing room he needs to win this race. He's trying to top up some battery with Alonso here. We do the same, Ricciardo. Stay within 2 seconds of Norris. Right, fuel is where it should be now. Yuki's still got a chance, but it doesn't look like Norris can get anywhere close. We can't get any higher than 3rd. It's whether we can mount a challenge to Lando Norris in the closing stages here. 1.9. We are gaining on him whilst topping up. Oh, it's changed to damp again, so this is another little spell where it's going to be damp. I think we just continue to push through this one. We've got the tyre life to do it. Oh, Tsunoda's got a mechanical fault now, and Sainz is getting worse. Are they going to slow up in the closing stages? Could there be late drama? Ricciardo now within 1.5. Tyre's getting very hot again as that water decreases on track. .1 seconds. We'll jump on board shortly. What's the tyre life saying here? 68. Lando not really pushing his tyres at the moment. But he's now going to... Right, let's get him closer. Let's get him closer and mount a challenge here. Four laps to go. including this one.
You can reduce lift off
Norris slightly pulling away.
on click overtake this.
Okay, understood.
On Danny Rick, let's close this gap. Let's give it a go. Norris, Tsunoda's took the lead. I've absolutely took my eye off the ball there. Tsunoda is in the lead. Sainz is 3 seconds off him. Sainz is really struggling. Norris taking 2 seconds a lap out of him. Sainz could be going from the lead. There's Sainz. There's Ricciardo. Sainz could be going from the lead of this race out of the podium here.
1.68. That's okay.
So that issue is really affecting him now. Because Norris just 1.5 off him, so he might still end up on the podium here, but it might not be by overtaking Norris. It might be by taking Sainz. I've got an Aston Martin of Albon there, is it? No, it's K-Mag. He's got out of the way of Lando. Is he going to get out of the way of Ricciardo, or is he going to hold Ricciardo up? He's going to hold Ricciardo up. Oh, get out of the way, please. He's out of the way. Norris 1.2 off Carlos Sainz. Yuki Tsunoda looks well on his way to winning his first race in Formula 1 then. But are we going to have late drama here? Sainz trying to hold on for dear life. But Norris now within a second of him. And Ricciardo's only 1.1 back. Here we go. Sainz, Norris, Ricciardo, Alonso you see in the picture as well.
Norris 1.28. Don't worry.
Caution on the battery.
Copy.
And yes, Sainz, it's his gearbox. Here comes Ricciardo then. Too far back to do anything here.
Charge on.
Okay, understood.
Is Norris going to be able to go for a move here? No, it doesn't look like
2
it.
race laps.
Okay, understood.
Right, 2 laps to go.
Okay, you can go charge
Norris all over the back of Sainz.
Yep, understood.
Alonso looks like he's going to be too far back here. 3.8. So Alonso looks like he's going to finish P5. Can Ricciardo get on the podium here? This is for P2, let alone P3, but Norris really needs to clear Sainz.
on. In front of you is Norris. Head down.
Tsunoda's got a lap and a half to go to win this Canadian Grand Prix. Ricciardo's 2 tenths behind Norris. He's having a look. He's in the slipstream, but he doesn't look too close enough, or is he? No, that's a little bit of a look there. Needs some good deployment out of here, because he was slow coming out of there.
Overtake available.
Ricciardo, good deployment. He's alongside Lando Norris here. Here we go, better angle. Can we out-drag him? Into this chicane. We've got to get through the chicane, through the wall of champions. Oh, we're much later on the brakes, or are we? Lando has a double stab at it, but Ricciardo is through. And we're into P3.
Okay, charge on.
Sainz
Charge on.
has managed to pull
One more.
1.6 seconds there, so Sainz might be safe in P2 in the end. What can Ricciardo do? He's fighting with Lando there. I'm trying to save a bit of battery for that straight. I don't want to deploy it all in the hopes of getting Sainz and leave ourselves vulnerable to Lando Norris, who's all over the back of
Norris
us.
directly behind you.
Sainz is going to get away with it, I think. It's all
So we
about
keep
whether we can
focusing on
fend
the
off
race.
Lando here. Lando is getting very aggressive. Got to hope Lando's using a lot of his battery there, and we can use some
Norris behind you.
out of this corner here onto the long back straight. This is
Keep
where
the
we
head
want to deploy. Yuki Tsunoda is going to win it. Sainz is going to survive, but can Ricciardo hold on
Understood.
to P3? We've used a lot of battery there. Lando is slightly gaining. It doesn't look like he's gaining enough though. Danny Rick looking good as
Okay, now
Yuki
it's Norris
Tsunoda
behind.
is about to come across the line. Yuki is going to win in Canada. It's going to be Sainz P2. And Daniel Ricciardo is going to hold off Lando Norris to claim yet another podium. He's not been off the podium this year. Look at that. It's Yuki Tsunoda, who is a race winner in Formula 1. It's P3 for Ricciardo and P5 from Alonso. Good recovery from Alonso. He's down in P12 after that first stint and managed to come back to P5. So we will take that. P3 and P5, but it is a win for Yuki Tsunoda.
Fernando Alonso today, showing everyone just how it's done.
Well, Alonso takes the plaudits, but it's Ricciardo that got on the podium for us.
But they fought hard and found themselves in the points.
And another podium. That deserves a like on the stream. If you haven't already, smash that like. Or if you're a Yuki fan, you've got to smash the like button as Yuki wins this one in Canada. And there is Danny Rick again on the podium. I'm going to see Carlos Sainz and Yuki Tsunoda on there. There he is. Yuki on the top step. Yuki wins in Canada then.
Plenty of smiles for the cameras as the drivers can let off some steam
RB
here in Montreal.
beat their big brother of a team, Red Bull, here today. There we have the confirmation. Yuki Tsunoda wins up 2 to win the race. Carlos Sainz second. Danny Rick up 6 places. A good drive from Danny Rick to finish on the podium. Lando Norris 4th. Fernando up 1 to finish 5th. Good drive from Oscar Piastri, who finishes in 6th, up 7 places. Max Verstappen struggled with that issue in the end, drops 5 to 7th. Lewis Hamilton finished where he starts in 8th. George Russell 9th. And we had no idea what was going on with Hulkenberg's strategy there. He finishes P10. And out of the points, Bottas and Leclerc there. So not great drives for them. Let's have a look at the drivers then. So Danny Rick takes 15 points. But as we said, the grid will now be coming back at us. So Ricciardo extends his lead on his teammate Fernando Alonso by 5 points, so the gap is 26 points, but these behind us are starting to gain. So Yuki Tsunoda now on 99 points. Is there a chance Yuki Tsunoda can mount a Drivers' Championship battle with Ricciardo and Alonso this year? And then good performance from the Red Bulls. McLarens are coming at us as well, so lots to see how this season's going to go, but it's Ricciardo that leads it. Fernando Alonso 2nd, Yuki's 3rd, Carlos Sainz 4th, Piastri 5th, Max is 6th, Lando Norris has jumped 2 places today, he's up to 7th, Hamilton 8th, Leclerc is 9th, and Hulkenberg rounds out the top 10. Rest of those who have scored so far, Bottas in 11th, George Russell gets another 2 today, he's in 12th, then we've got Perez, Albon and Ocon. The rest are yet to score. And then constructors, still a good day for us. It was very close in the constructors, wasn't it? What's that? 5 points between 4 teams there. So RB do the best with 26. Team Lotus get 25. Red Bull 24 and McLaren 21. So quite evenly matched on the constructors. We still lead by quite a margin on that. RB are 2nd. Red Bull 3rd. McLaren jump Ferrari into 4th. Ferrari are 5th. Mercedes 6th. Williams are 7th. Aston Martin 8th. And which is now Audi, Alpine and Haas are yet to score. I feel we had a good few pit stops in here today, and we did. 27 points. This should be doing wonders for us. Oh, up to 7th. Now that is the highest we've ever been in the fastest pit stop competition in our 3 years so far of Team Lotus. So who knows how high we can get in this. That's good progress in the pit stops. That is going to bring this one to a close. And as I say, if you dropped in and you haven't already, you did like the stream, please do smash that like button. Really does help me out. And if you've watched on TikTok and Twitch, as I always say, if you watch for the first time, head to my profile. In my bio, you'll see a link to the YouTube channel. That's where all of our F1 Manager content is. So not only the streams, but the episodes, which give you a lot more insights and what we do before the racetrack and all the off-track action. So do check out the YouTube and sub on there. And thanks again for all the support, all the comments. Another good race. Yuki wins his first race in Formula 1, but we battle back from a lower grid position for us in 2026 to still claim a podium with Danny Rick and a good result for Fernando Alonso. We'll be back on Friday, so if you haven't checked us out before, we stream this every Tuesday and Friday from 7 PM. So hopefully I will